What it do, what it don't. It's your boy DC Kai, and we here. I ain't gotta tell you, you know why. We here. Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. We here for UFC Fight Night. Gastelum versus Whittaker. Whittaker versus Gastelum. However you want to say it. I might sound like I'm under the weather, because I am. And it is raining outside, so if you hear some doom doom doom, ain't nobody beating down my door. Ain't nobody spotting me. It's just it's rainy in Florida today. As you can tell, I had a chance to, digest, and I'm just here the next day, just to talk about it. I let myself think about, what's the possibilities and stuff like that. I should have pulled up before I started the video. I should have pulled up the rankings, UFC rankings. Matter of fact, we'll slide another tab. Got a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world today. What we're gonna Google UFC middleweight, because we're gonna be talking about the middleweights. We're gonna be talking about their rankings. Do we got Share Dog somewhere? Share Dog, Shred Dog, or something like that. We see Share Dog. Share Dog. Is it this one? This is the Share Dog. I don't know. It's another one that I like to look. Matter of fact, let me just go. This is another one that so I'm not double talking, so I'm not saying something that should be, that is something that's already going to be. You get what I'm saying? So let's go back to Fight Night. So just off rip, one of the first things I need to say, I already talked to my homeboy about it. Kelvin Gastelum needs to go to a welterweight. He's going to end up getting cut by the UFC if he doesn't go down to welterweight. He's not a middleweight. Robert Whittaker has had a chance to grow, and his body was still his body was still growing at the time, and it was just difficult. It wasn't difficult for him to make welterweight. Welterweight, yeah. But he felt like he was depleting himself because he was still growing. He was still having a chance to add muscle mass and things of that nature. So he felt like he was depleting himself trying to go to welterweight. So he allowed himself to grow into middleweight. Robert Whittaker is thick, your boy. He's looking good. He's looking good. So having him, seeing him versus Kelvin Gastelum, which he was supposed to be at welterweight, you can see that and Robert Whittaker is not even a huge middleweight. And that's the crazy thing. He's not even a huge middleweight. If you look at Abdul Razik, for instance, he's muscle packed, he's jacked. Imagine him next to Kelvin Gastelum. That's a big guy. Even Jacob Marcone, he's a pretty decent sized middleweight as well. So Kelvin Gastelum, just off the rip, off the cuffs, either he gets serious about his diet, and because everybody doesn't have a six pack just glistening. Everybody is not as cut as you can say, or Sage Northcutt or something like that. So sometimes it's genetics, but he has a lot of he can make welterweight. If he's notorious, he's infamous for saying he's a Mexican and he loves to eat. No offense to anybody, but that he's come out and said that. I just don't see a fight at middleweight anymore for him that I would like to see. His reach is not the best. His size, as you can watching the fight, man, when he went in, his left hook was just nowhere near Robert Whittaker at times. The reach was just too much for him, and Robert Whittaker had a beat on everything he was doing. It was just like Robert Whittaker cruise. One of the things I wish Robert was more aggressive, because it was It's not. It wasn't even close. It wasn't. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It wasn't close. So that's off the rip. That's one of the main things I needed to say. Kevin Gastelum, he's on a skid as well. He just needs to go down. He needs to drop down. I want to see Kevin Gastelum. I want to see him take some time off as well. Get dietitian. Even he have to go to the Performance Institute. He needs to get right. But let's talk about it in fight in general. Robert Whittaker looked, as my homeboy was saying, he looked crisp. Like when I say crisp, it was just like he was hitting on all cylinders. But one of the things he also pointed out, he just looked at way more faster. And I can concur. He looked way more smooth, way more faster. I call it the Wonder Boy special, because that's what Wonder Boy do. He has that right kick behind the punches, and it's just hard for people to time for some reason. It just comes. I tried to sit up there and watch and time when he was going to do it, but everything, literally, I want to say Michael Bisping was on point. It looks the same. When he throws that teep kick, he does that jumping. Like you just don't know when it's coming, and he throws that jab, and then he added the front kick. The front kick to the face. I can't recall that he was doing that previously. Like at a regularly. So I can't recall that he was doing that. So just to see him do that, I love me some Bobby Knuckles. Do I think he deserved a title shot? No. Honestly, don't want to see him fight for the title. I don't think even though he called out Izzy, that fight was never close. He knocked him out second round. He hurt him in the first round, which if it was a little bit more time in the first, he would have got him out then. What I've seen from him in the Till, Jared Cannonier, and now the Kevin Gastelum, he's not ready for Izzy. I feel like, honestly, he doesn't even want to fight Izzy, but it was just the thing to do. How can you just beat 3 guys? You've been ranked number 1 the last 3 fights. How can you call out anybody else? How can you not call out the champion? Like, it's one of those things that you put in a hard rock and a hard spot. What do you want me to do? Like literally, I beat 3 guys under him. What do you want me to do? So I'm really not going to talk about any. It was some exciting fights, but honestly, this one they need to run back. Romanov and Espino, they need to run that back. Gerald Mishart. My God, like Kamzat made this guy. People was thinking about this guy as a chump. He's legit, man. He's legit, man. So Jeremy Sharp. If I'm saying I think that's how you pronounce it, but I try. You can kill me in the comments. And Jessica Panay, I just remember I was like, why was she gone so long? You saw the pop there. That's one of those things. I forgot. Like, she's been gone 4 years. I was like, why Jessica Panay been gone so long? But she had got popped. So, but it was an okay card. Like, it wasn't like crazy, but that's the only one I really wanted to talk about. And so we're gonna use that to switch over to what's next for Kevin Gastelum. Like I said, let's get over there to these middle rankings. He's ranked number 9 right now. He already lost to Till. And right here we can see, look at and Ian Heinisch. So he had lost to Jack Hermanson, and I think he had like 2 other losses. Like, he was on the 3-fight skid. Then he got in there with Ian, wrestled him. I thought he would come out and wrestle more, but it is what it is. And then he just like, I just don't. I don't see, as my computer is taking forever. I just don't see a fight for him. and he's 30. It's not like he's old, but it's not giving me what I want. But I just don't see a fight for him at middleweight anymore. He needs to put his feet to the ground. That can happen. Now that I'm looking at the rankings, Kelvin Holland Gastelum can happen for Kevin Holland was on a 2020. I seen a meme 2020 5-0, 2021 0-2. It's rough. That's how the fight game is. You can, it switches up for you in an instant. But Kevin Gastelum at the least, because Kevin Holland has talked about going down to 170. That could be one of those fights where loser or both of them just can, hey man, let's fight 170. Like that could end up happening. Both of them could just drop down to 170 and fight. But I can see that's possible. 9 versus 10. Kelvin Gastelum versus Kevin Holland. That's the max I can see Kelvin. Anything else, I don't want him at middleweight, and I think it's not smart. I think he needs to take some time off, get his diet correct, and go down to 170. So Robert Whittaker, as you can see, he's on a 3-fight win streak, but all decisions, and he looked good. He has looked good, but I just don't want to see. I don't want to see that fight. So if you like anything I had to say, Robert needs to go against maybe Marvin Vettori next. But if you like anything I had to say, please like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy DC Kai, and we out.